Silver versus Bitcoin, two assets that have been insanely popular in the past couple of weeks here. We've seen silver overtake Bitcoin. We've seen Bitcoin pretty much have no gains in the past year. Let's take a look at what is going to be happening, why I believe that Bitcoin will one day overtake silver, and why I do think that yes, silver is a great investment, but Bitcoin is just way better. Welcome back to the Bitcoin to 1 million channel, guys. This is where I post daily Bitcoin videos. We go over a bunch of different things like treasury updates, price predictions, news updates, just everything you need to know about Bitcoin so you understand why Bitcoin is one day going to go to $1 million. Okay, so today's a pretty interesting one. I saw a couple different tweets and I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin versus silver because I'm going to be honest, when I see silver doing these crazy numbers, I'm like, damn, like I wish I just bought a little bit of silver because I currently own zero silver. My biggest asset in my portfolio is Bitcoin. So let's take a look. This has been a debate for a while. And guys, with all my videos, I always start with price action. Then we get into the meat and potatoes. And towards the latter half, we get to some random news events and bits and bobs. Okay, so right now, guys, Bitcoin's at $95,000. It's not really doing much today, pretty stagnant. We had a little bit of a dip earlier today, but hey, back to regular scheduled programming. So let's talk about it. Silver, a shiny rock we can dig up forever, went from $1.6 trillion to $5.1 trillion in less than 6 months. I want people to take that in for a second. That's how crazy this has grown in literally less than 6 months. And guys, for context, Bitcoin's currently at $1.9 trillion market cap. So let's just, for the sake of assumption, let's just round up silver to 2 trillion and round up Bitcoin to 2 trillion. 2 trillion to 5.1 trillion in less than 6 months is insane, guys. I want people to understand that. So let's go deeper. Bitcoin is a mathematically scarce asset that's already 95% mined and infinitely more useful. Apparently, it's supposed to have diminishing returns over the next decade. And that's what a lot of people have been talking about, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, it's too late for Bitcoin. You know, you're going to invest 1,000 and if it doubles, you'll maybe make $1,000, right? But I think that's extremely wrong. And I think people don't understand how quickly Bitcoin can pump. Now, to make things fair, I will say, there's an argument to be made that silver is more useful than Bitcoin. 100%, I'm not disagreeing with it. As of today, right now, silver is 100% more important in the world as opposed to Bitcoin. That's just the truth. When you take in the future, right, if we're accounting for the future, Bitcoin is definitely more important. Okay, now, let's go even further because this is just a start. So the silver market cap increased by 3.9 trillion in just 12 months. That's 2x Bitcoin's current market cap. So if Bitcoin were to catch up with silver, it would hit over $270,000, ladies and gentlemen. That is insane, okay? And that's just proving how much Bitcoin can rally and how quickly it could rally. Because a lot of people keep saying, oh, you know, Bitcoin's going to slow down. There's no more room for this to pump. That's just not true, okay? Now, here's an even crazier statistic that a lot of people probably don't even remember. Silver was smaller than Bitcoin a few months ago. Now it's in second place under gold. Guys, literally, this is what it used to look like, right? You literally see silver here at $32. Insane, right? And again, now we see silver's gone dramatically up, right? So when people say, oh, Bitcoin can't pump, to them I say, why? Because if we're seeing silver literally go crazy like this, why would you think Bitcoin can't pump? Which makes me think, you know what, listen, is there money to be made in silver right now? Sure, maybe silver will continue to pump from here, 100%. But to think that Bitcoin isn't going to eventually catch up is insane to me, right? Now, if you were to say, oh, like, you know, RJ, like if I was to invest a year ago in silver, I would have made more money. I agree with you. I mean, yeah, the numbers are there. It's true. But as of right now today, do you really think you're going to make more money investing in silver or investing in Bitcoin? That's something we all need to take a look at. Now, guys, I'm not saying you got to go ahead and own one Bitcoin either. Owning just 0.28 Bitcoin puts you in the top 1% of Bitcoin holders. Again, I don't think people really understand. It's not that hard to go ahead and become the top 1% when it comes to Bitcoin, right? So guys, remember, Bitcoin isn't a pump and dump. This isn't a coin that you invest 1,000 into and you hope to one day double it, right? Bitcoin is a strategy. Bitcoin is a asset that you consistently invest into month over month over month, and eventually you will be rewarded when it hits $1 million. Now, guys, let's talk about some random news as well. Obviously, in my videos, I like to include this type of stuff. So Tennessee introduces a new strategic Bitcoin reserve bill. So this will authorize the state to invest up to 10% of the state funds into Bitcoin. Guys, I make these videos every single day, and every single time I learn something new about a new state or a new country or a new bank or something. They're all doing something with Bitcoin, and the trend is very clear. You know, when I first got into Bitcoin a couple of years ago, none of this was even happening, right? The best news we ever got was that, you know, Bitcoin just pumped because, Elon Musk talked about it or something, right? Nowadays, we're seeing stuff like this all the time and people aren't even paying attention. But luckily, you are, which is why you subscribe to the channel. Now, President of Belarus signed a decree to officially establish legal status of crypto banks. This is also very bullish as well. And again, guys, another country that's getting involved in Bitcoin, right? We've been talking about all these different countries, corporations, companies, banks, this all the time. And again, guys, it's very clear. Bitcoin to 1 million, it's inevitable. I think a lot of people understand that it is going to happen. And what I would say is, guys, instead of trying to time the market, a lot of people think there's going to be a crash. Instead of trying to, buy silver and buy this and whatever, guys, have a proper plan. And if you guys need help with the proper plan, comment down below and maybe I can help you in the comments down below. But guys, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy, I want you guys to leave a like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.